Okay.
You may want to, I don't know if it'd help, but you might want to update that on the form because I didn't log in.
Okay, good. Yeah, give us our feedback on the form. Anything that
you got it.
Feedback would be good.
Adrian, you're talking about the member checklist form, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Role descriptions for meetings.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Deanna. Hi, Jesse.
Hey,
everybody.
Okay, it is time. Hi, everybody. This is our nice sunny Friday before the storm, right? Have you guys heard that it's supposed to rain tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, really?
I hope it rains.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it rains really well. Hey, Angel, we get to see your face.
Hi, here I am. Hello. Hello.
Hey, all right. So I don't have any specific announcements right now. I am excited to bring Brooke on board. Today is her first time being Toastmaster, and I'm so excited to have her. And I know that we're all here to support you, Brooke. It's gonna be fantastic. Okay, so with that, Brooke.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay. Hi everyone, it's been a while since I've been on here, and I decided the theme was going to be how to overcome fear, and I wanted that to be the theme for me because I recently had a surgery, a tonsillectomy, and I just kept putting it off and off and off because I was kind of nervous about going under the anesthesia and being away from my son and having to go through that recovery period. But I decided to finally do it, and although it was tough, I kind of learned that the only way out is to go through it. And it's not easy to confront our fears, but confronting our fears will help us gain power over our anxieties. And just exposing ourselves to it is hard, but also is avoiding it. So I guess we have to pick our hard. But so the word of the day today is ingredient. And that is, the meaning for that is a component, part, or element of something. So now I'm going to introduce the roles, and we don't have a joke master today. So if anyone has a joke, let us know. Maybe we can do that at the end.
I've got a joke that's not very clean.
You have okay. You can be joke master. You can be the joke master, Angel. So we have table topics master is Pat. Speaker 1 is Devin. Speaker 2 is Angelus. Evaluator 1 is Anita. Evaluator 2 is Stacy. Timer is Adrian. Am I saying it right? Adrian? Our counter is Jesse. Grammarian is Christiana. General evaluator is Lisa. And we've got watcher is Deanna. Is everyone, I'm not too sure if everyone's on here right now.
Christiana is not in yet. Hasn't logged. I don't see her.
I can, let's see, is there anybody that does not have a role today? Maybe.
I don't have a role. So.
Oh, Megan's coming on.
So Lucille, you want to be grammarian in case Christiana doesn't show up? Okay, all right.
Okay, awesome. So are we good to go on to speaker 1? Devin, are you ready? Okay, so Devin is our first speaker, and her evaluator is Anita. And the title of her speech is Attracting Higher Paying Clients with Seminars. And it's been about 5 to 7 minutes. Devin is practicing a presentation for work where the audience would be business consultants and professionals. And this is her pathway level 2, evaluation and feedback part 2. So when you are ready, Devin, go ahead.
The year was 2014, and I found myself under the gun at work. Earlier that year, we had started our publishing company, Indie Books International. And as a new player in the market, our CEO, Henry, knew that we needed to start forming some strategic partnerships so that we could better serve our clients and help grow our business. So he did some research and found that the #1 public relations company for promoting books and authors was a firm out of Tampa, Florida called News and Experts. And he was able to get a call with their CEO, Marcia, to have a little introductory chat about, who we were, who they were. Maybe we could refer people to them and they could be a referral source for us. And it ended as those chats often do, with Marcia saying, well, this all sounds great. The next time you're in Florida, why don't you come by the office and we'll talk more? So Henry hangs up the phone, comes out to me in my office and says, when's the next open date on our calendar? I said, well, about 3 weeks from now, the beginning of September. And he said, great, we're going to Florida. Okay. And he calls Marcia back up to say, oh, it just so happens I'm going to be in Orlando the first weekend of September. Maybe we could meet. She said, great. And they set up an appointment. And then Marcia asked, what's bringing you to Florida? Henry said, I'm putting on my Marketing with a Book and Speech Summit. Now, what Marcia didn't know was he made up that on the spot. We did not have a plan to go to Florida. He was seizing that opportunity. And I'll pause the story there for just a second to explain what that event even is. The Marketing with a Book and Speech Summit is our version of what we call a small scale seminar. And the idea behind a small scale seminar is to generously share information on your area of expertise to attract clients. And the small part is keeping it to about 5 to 15 participants so that you can have quality interaction. It's a group small enough that you would be able to remember everybody's name and really form a connection with them. And it's a strategy that to us is the #1 marketing strategy for attracting clients. So back to where we were, Henry has now said we're doing this event. We have 3 weeks to fill a room so we don't look like posers in front of the CEO we're trying to impress. But here's the kicker. We're a Southern California based company. We know nobody in Florida at that time. Our constant contact database has 0 people in that region of the country. And even worse, we're a startup. We don't have a huge marketing budget to start advertising an event. So what are we going to do? So a personal note about me, I love that I can basically work anywhere in the world with Wi-Fi. But if I could choose one place to have my office, it would be on Main Street of Disneyland. I am a Disney nut, and Henry knows this about me. And he also believes in setting goals with incentives. So his challenge to me was, if you can get 12 people to sign up in 3 weeks' time for this event, I'll buy you a ticket to Disney World while we're in Orlando. And to me, that was like challenge accepted. And I turned to LinkedIn as our marketing outreach tool. And what I love about LinkedIn, if you're not familiar with it, is that all that information we all put in our profiles is searchable. So I knew who we wanted in the room and I knew where they were. And through LinkedIn, I was able to find them. And then I just developed a really simple 2-step approach. And I'll just give you the highlight of it right now. But if you're interested in more information or want to see some sample messages, I'm happy to send you a white paper after. But the trick to it is when you go to connect with somebody on LinkedIn, you can add a note. And all we did was add 2 sentences. So a little introductory about why we wanted to connect, and then 1 sentence, which was, would you be open to an invitation to be my guest at an event I'm hosting for consultants in Orlando? And that's it. A real soft knock approach. If they accepted the connection invite, we followed it up with a 1-paragraph invitation to our no-cost workshop, link to our website with more information. So it's purposefully not salesy, not spammy. It's a generous offer of information that would help them. And for 3 weeks, I sent as many of those messages as I could to as many people as I could find within a 2-hour drive of Orlando, Florida. And in the end, I was able to get 15 people to sign up for the event. We met with Marcia. It was a great meeting. We started working with her. We still work with Marcia and her team to this day. She's done amazing things for our authors, getting them, magazine placements, radio, local TV, even national TV placements. And she's also been a referral source for us. To this date, one of our largest contracts was a referral from Marcia. But that's not even the best part of the story. We wrote business that covered the expense of the entire trip before we even left our offices as a direct result of those messages. So if a couple people received the message, couldn't attend the event, but were looking for the services we provided and hired us. Now, we have since used that strategy to fill rooms across the country. It's been a game changer for growing our business and for helping our clients grow theirs. And it works both for live events, and over the last year, we've shown it works for virtual events as well. So my message for you, and what I want to leave you with, is what is your version of the small scale seminar? What topic can you speak on that will attract your ideal prospects? And go for it. Don't be afraid to try it. Be like Henry, seize the opportunity, and I promise you, good things will come from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Devon. So now we are going to take 1 minute for evaluations. If Devon, you can send over your email address so people can either direct message her or email her. That would be great. Okay, well, so now we have our next speaker, and that is Angelus, and her evaluator is Stacy. The title of Angelus's speech is called Mexico's Hidden Gem. This is 5 to 7 minutes, and Angelus will be completing her level 1 today of this path, which is researching and presenting. So, Angelus.
Yes, hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you. So, hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about something that I have just learned about myself too. So when I said my first speech, my icebreaker, I talked about me being born in Mexico. And as for my research speech, I thought about what do I not know about? And it's kind of funny that I don't know about my own birthplace, state, and city. So I am going to talk to you guys about Mexico's hidden gem, Querétaro, Mexico. It is in the north central area of Mexico. The north is mostly like semi-desert, and the south is humid. So if you ever want to visit, just try to figure out if you like desert or humidity. Querétaro, Mexico actually has around 1.5 million people living there. But because of its low crime rates and low corruption, about 49 families move into the state every day because they want to run away or get away from like, what's it called? The drug crime and all that. One fun fact about it is that in the 19th century, the revolutionaries in Querétaro, the state, they started the rebellion against Spain, which ended up becoming later on Mexico's independence. So it all started in that state. So I'm going to talk to you guys about two other things. One of them being, as a whole, the state, what you should be experiencing there, and also the city, which is Cadereyta, what you should experience there. So as a state, they have the Otomi pilgrimage, meaning the Otomi are the indigenous people who actually lived in Querétaro before it was Querétaro. They gather every year, September 29th, to praise their ancestors and also to they go up like high elevations, as you can see, because that is very sacred to them. And when they're there, they pray for rain. And also they pray for the sky to be like blessed and sacred in order for them to receive rain. It's a tradition they do every year. Many people gather and actually walk up the mountains and the hills just for that. And I think that's something that you should experience if you ever go there. The second thing is as in the top right, as you can see, it's the Wapango contest. It's a dance celebration that they do in April every year. Well, actually, I don't know about COVID now, but I know they do it every year. And one of the cool things about it that I think it's cool, it's their music, it's based off like violin and other traditional instruments. And those things they don't have any like sheet music. They just go with the flow and people dance to it. So there's not really like a choreography to it. And I think that's pretty cool if you ever want to experience that. And the third thing in the state, it would be the International Livestock Fair. It's kind of like similar to the Del Mar Fair, but this is a tradition they've been doing for over many generations. And with that, how it started is that people would gather and auction their cattle and livestock and all of that. And it all just became a tradition, which now they do like Ferris wheel rides, and it's really cool for the family. I know many of my family members go there every December. So, and then the city, which I was actually born in, Cadereyta de Montes. So there are three things that you should experience there. One would be Zimapan, which is, it's kind of like an aqueduct lake kind of thing, where you could go fish or just even swim. The second part is the botanical garden. It's actually over 5 acres of gardens, like, and you could go walk and meditate and even learn about the history of each like plant and how it has been used for medicinal purposes, like the traditions. The third one would be the barbacoa and pulque fair. Barbacoa in Mexico, where they do it, is actually they get the beef, they put it in a pit in the earth covered with agave, and that's how they cook it. And it's actually pretty good. The second thing is if you like alcohol, you'll like pulque. It's like a creamy milk texture. It's actually from agave too. So these are 3 places of the city of Cadereyta that you could visit. These are just some cool photos that I've taken. You could see dogs on top of roofs, and I think that's pretty cool because you don't really see that here. The other part is they have a lot of little shopping places where you can go and get things. And the third one, my favorite, I love the architecture. So if you ever want to go visit Querétaro, these are some cool things you might want to look out for. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. I've never been to Mexico, so I'd love to go visit. That's really, really, really great. So now we're going to take 1 minute for evaluations. And Angela, if you could provide your email into the message people, please. And can I get a timers report for both speeches? Did they both qualify?
Yes. So Devin's time was 7 minutes and 13 seconds, and Angelus's time was 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
And now I will introduce our general evaluator, which is Lisa. Thank you.
Hi, Brooke. Hi, everybody else in Expressions Unlimited. Thank you for allowing me to be the general evaluator. It's one of my favorite roles. The first evaluator today will be Anita, and Anita is evaluating Devin's speech. Please warmly welcome Devin. Anita, sorry.
Thank you, Lisa. It's nice to see everybody. I've been away a couple of weeks. And Devin, you look great on your presentation. And you're one of my favorite speakers of the entire group, and you didn't disappoint. The light on you is a little bit bright, and I think it kind of shallows out some of the color in your face and so on. And if you can tone that down a little bit, that would be great. But I love the way that you started and your story, and that you used a personal story to get your point across. And what a great story that was. But putting it out there, you do know that Marcia is going to learn that at some point, she's going to learn at some point that all of what transpired to get out there to Orlando, if she hasn't already. But I thought it was a very inspirational story. It was well presented, very logical, easy to understand. And it was very inspirational to people like me that have a business. I loved that you used LinkedIn and you talked about how you used LinkedIn. That was also very interesting to me. You had wonderful gestures throughout your whole speech. And sometimes they were down here and you could see the tops of your fingers, but you could tell that you were, you know, expressing what you were saying, but a lot of them were up in view. And I think that that's just kind of normal on Zoom, and that there were some down here didn't detract at all from your speech at all. But the ones up here all added to it. And I really appreciate that you added those gestures. You looked at the screen the whole time, and I felt like you were talking just to me. I found myself laughing at different parts and shaking my head, yes or no, or whatever. It was a very, very good speech. I liked the conclusion and that you gave everybody something to do, I forget what you call it, but a call to action, I guess is what you would call it. I really appreciate that. Oh, I'm in the red. So anyway, all the way around, a good speech. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Brooke, do you want me to go ahead and introduce the next evaluator?
Yes, yes please, yes.
Okay, evaluating Angelus's speech is Stacy. Stacy, you have the Zoom meeting.
All right, thank you so much. Angelus, I see so much improvement. And what your task was to do was to research the topic and also make it organized and well-researched. And I love the subject that you chose because it was something that I don't think any of us knew about. If there was somebody that knew about it, I think it would be pretty rare. So I love that it was something very different. You chose the topic, no, I love that you had a PowerPoint presentation as well. And I could tell that you really did the research, and I loved that you had photos because it really makes it very interesting that way. And what I heard was that you were very knowledgeable on your subject. You made recommendations to us in case we happen to go there to visit. And I think maybe it would be a good idea to put it on our list of things to do. And you showed us the various places as well as what to eat and drink if we go there. What I think could be improved on would be there was a little bit of nervousness possibly, and that I would recommend that if you take deep breaths from time to time that you could get a little bit more relaxed. And I also think that you could have had a little bit stronger ending by doing a call to action, such as if you want a cultural experience that will blow your mind, then I highly recommend that you go to Mexico's Hidden Gem. I forgot the name. So well done speech, Angelus. You are really coming along, and I really encourage you to keep doing it. Thank you.
Ladies.
Nicely done. I'm sorry, no, I'll turn it back over to you. Evaluators, you did a great job, and I will return control of the meeting to Brooke.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Stacy and Anita. Can I get a timers report for both of them? Did they both qualify?
Anita's time was 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And Stacy's time was 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay, and now I am going to hand it over to our table topics master, Pat, and we'll have some fun. Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Brooke. Awesome job you're doing as a new Toastmaster. Today I'll go to my table topic. I chose the word adapt. So this year, the definition is to become adjusted to new conditions or to make something suitable for new use or purpose. Example is people like to adapt their stir fry by adding pork or something, or tofu. The word of the day is ingredient. It means a component, part, or element of something. So we recently had a speaker who was on improvisation. He talked about improvisation, and it was really interesting to me. With the last year being full of changes and due to COVID and other challenges, we've had to adapt a lot of our behaviors, our schedules, our perspective just to survive, it seems like. So I got a couple questions for the group. With the movie theaters and venues being shut down, we've had to find creative ways to stay entertained. You know, streaming parties or Zoom parties. Some people like puzzles, or people started gardens. You know, other outdoor stuff like hiking or fishing. Has anyone discovered a new way to adapt to no movie theaters or no activities? Megan, go for it. You can unmute.
Okay, thank you. Well, besides the fact that I love playing games, which I can play games all the time, but what a new activity, in fact, it's what we're doing as soon as, today or tonight. Today is my birthday, so because all the restaurants are closed, we can't go eat anywhere. So, which is fine. He's a great cook. We are going to go on a picnic, and an activity to do is, in order to get outside, we have, adapted our activities. I mean, we're still swimming, but you have to reserve your time 7 days in advance, and so that's a pain. But an activity that we do is, and we're going to do today, is bocce ball. And that's a new activity that we haven't, and it's a great, in order to put it all in, it's a good ingredient that will put balls in our bocce ball.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan. Thanks so much. That sounds like a good activity. Yeah, I just realized I found a new activity. Me and my girlfriend, we like going thrift shops. It gets a little out of hand. With last year, the gyms being shut down, many people have had to get creative in order to stay healthy. You know, I have some like health issues, back issues, so I had to find new exercises like core exercises, or just riding a bike, swimming, little low impact exercises. Has anybody found any new exercise thing or yoga or something they're trying? Okay. Oh, Jesse?
Yes, I immediately found walking. I was never a walker prior to COVID. And as soon as COVID hit and the gym shut down at the apartment building I lived in, I immediately started walking because I didn't have the bicycle thing that I had been on every time to get up my cardio. And that was a missing ingredient in my whole outlook on life, because getting the fresh air is so much more enjoyable than having just the gym air, which quite often is not that fresh. So I have had other things that I've adapted to in the COVID days, and one of them are these Zoom meetings. Far more Zoom meetings than ever before. And I know for me, it'll never completely go away. I think we have a new way of life here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So with the new, it's almost like a new economy that we're adapting to. Many people have had to kind of pivot to just, have some income, gig workers and everything. I had to, switch to some kind of delivery jobs here and there, and doing some reselling. I do a lot of sometimes moving jobs, and so I can use that resell stuff for income and handyman stuff. But has anyone started a new business or just kind of adapted their business to bring in new income or anything? Okay, I got more questions. Oh, Anita?
Before COVID, I think everybody knows that we have a little candy company. And before COVID, we used to take samples and to local businesses and let them taste our candies, and then they place orders. And then we would deliver them also to those businesses so that they could take them out to their customers. Well, all of that went away because our customers aren't taking anything to their customers, and we're not visiting ours anymore either. And so luckily for us, we started a e-commerce site just before COVID, and it wasn't ready yet, so we shut down for a while, but it opened up just before Christmas. So it was in time for the holidays, and it's a big pivot for us because we're no longer seeing our customers, but they're ordering online. So it's a completely different business. And the ingredients for all of the candies are the same, but the way that we deliver it and interact with our customers is different. Thank you.
Awesome. That's a great adaptation, kind of using technology. That was one of my questions, was technology has helped us adapt, change our perception, our new ways to see options. I have used some apps for budgeting, like I got Dollar Bird, or there's other apps to help things like Headspace is like a meditation app, or Calm. Has anyone found any new apps or technology to help them adapt their perspective or anything? Oh, Stacy?
Sure, I'll give that a go. I found an app that's called Digit. And Digit is a way for you to save money on a daily basis without even doing anything. You put the app on your phone, and it can look at your bank account and see it, it's a different amount every day, and you can put a limit on it. So if you only want less than $10 taken out, or a certain amount taken out, you can tell them that you don't want it to go over that. And so every day they take a little bit out. And next thing you know, I had $400, $500 in a savings account that I would not have done normally. I just never was really good at doing savings. And actually that little savings account was the secret ingredient that helped me, when I did get tight on money, I could just move the money back into my bank account. So it was a great way to have a backup and not feel like money was too tight. Yeah, so I really highly recommend Digit. It's simple little program. It's safe. It's secure. It's not going to be something where they're, you know, rip you off or anything. So I'm real happy that I got that. Thank you.
Thanks, Stacy. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I'm always a little wary too of some apps like, oh, they're stealing all my data. But yeah, you gotta, that some definitely help and they're not that intrusive. But okay. With all the isolation, the quarantine, it's brought the topic of mental health into the media. What has anyone discovered any new tools or ways to adapt, like meditation or journaling? I have like a book club that we get together, or you know, meetups. Some people do hiking or cancel social media. Anybody have any new methods?
You still do book club even with
we'll get to that after.
Sorry, I just didn't know that you could, but
Yeah. Zoom. Yeah.
oh,
Angel.
yeah, I forgot.
Angel, do you have something?
I did start a new meetup group that meets in person as well as online to teach people photography that have no idea or just really the beginners. And that's been really nice. I've met some great new people. The latest is a pilot who just came back from London with a big crate full of chocolate for me from Britain. And he's going to be booking me for some private sessions we've set up, so he's able to pay, which is brilliant because most of my clients in the past have not been able to pay very much. So I've been busy, and I'm still doing my previous meetup group, but I changed it because you asked about adapting. I have to do everything outside now because of COVID, and I can't have any hair or makeup people coming to touch other people. The ingredient that's missing from my life is you guys and all the people that used to come to my house, especially people that would come to my home studio. Finally, after a year, I took down all my backdrops this week and stored them in the attic, which is a shame. And because people don't come here anymore, it's not quite as tidy, but I do try to keep it just as nice. What I miss is having people stop by and going out to dinner. That's another really many missing ingredients from my cooking because I love cooking. And so it's good to get together. I've been doing a lot of getting together. I've got 3 get-togethers today after this. We just have to stand far apart and be grateful that we have our weather, because all of my friends and family in England can't do that. The weather is too bad for them to meet outside, and yet here we can do it all day long, almost every day. So yes, a few days of rain, who cares? We'll be all right.
Thanks, Angel. Yeah, you brought up a great point. Like gratitude is a good tool to use for, you know, it's a new year, so we got New Year's resolutions. I watched the show on minimalism on Netflix, so I'm trying to like get rid of things, like some new practices, and one of them was kind of with my girlfriend. We're trying to have better communication. The thing I noticed is to be try to be less reactive and sometimes sarcastic. You know, it's easy to be, but I found a thing. It was called think. Try not to say, if it's not thoughtful, honest, intelligent, necessary, or kind, then don't say it. Just, you know. But has anybody practicing any new like maybe like a daily exercise or a daily reader, you know, like getting rid of, I'm like minimalism is like I'm trying to get rid of one thing a day. Is anybody trying any adapt their take their pet for a walk or something? Okay.
I think Lawrence should answer that question.
Lauren? Okay.
Lawrence.
Deanna, you do this to me every time I come in. Thank you, Pat. You guys rock. Something new or different. The only thing that's really changed for me because I can't get on campus, so I'm not riding my bike back and forth to school every day, is I've been trying at least once a week to hit the river trail. I ride from my house to the river trail, down to the beach, circle the harbor, circle the strand, pick up a cup of coffee or lunch, and then come back down Oceanside Boulevard back to the house. That's 23 miles of nothing but me.
Wow.
And getting some headspace. The first couple of miles, all of that stuff is still in there. But once I get to the trail, then things smooth out. My vision clears, my sight line clears. For some reason, the stuff, yammering in the back of my head, find someplace else to be and somebody else to pester. And then I get to the beach, get some sand between my toes, and I'm much better after that. Thanks, Pat. You rock.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I think we got time for maybe one more, maybe. All right. So one of my adaptations was gardening, and it seems like I get a new plant every couple of weeks, but so does anybody have any tips or adaptations they use? It could just not be just gardening, but some hobby that they do, or new fertilizer or new way of arranging or decor. How about Christiana?
Okay, that's a terrible way to start, isn't it? So new ways of staying busy during this time for me have been to form a group of fundraisers, a thing I did over the summer. I put together a small team of fundraisers for a Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Normally, the CF Foundation does something called Great Strides every year, which is a walk for cystic fibrosis. And because of going virtual, people had to form their own virtual team. So I enlisted my boyfriend, a couple of my best friends, and my mom, and we created a team and did a ton of virtual fundraising and walking socially distanced, documenting all of our activities with photos and then posting those to various different social media sites. And then another interesting thing we did is my best friend and I made face mask chains, and we sold those and put 100% of the profits to the fundraiser. So it was a great experience. I'd never done anything like that before. It really gave me something to focus on and stay busy with and practice leadership skills and practice motivating people. It worked out well. We just announced that I'm Rookie of the Year for fundraising for the San Diego chapter. So I'm going to get a small award for that. Yes. So it all worked out great. And the main ingredient to I think success was finding something you're passionate about and putting that energy into that passion. My brother had CF and had passed away from CF when he was 21. So I was really passionate about, trying to find a cure. And for me, that was the secret ingredient to success.
Awesome. That's a great cause. Thank you for doing that, for being service. That's a good adaptation too for the year.
Thank you.
All right. I'll turn it back over to our Toastmaster, Brooke. Thanks, everyone.
Wow. Thank you, Pat, and thank you, everyone. Great answers. And Angel, you're definitely going to have to share some of that chocolate with me, for sure. I miss the English chocolate.
Come on over. Plenty to go around. I just tried to email you, Brooke, and I haven't got your email. Could you please send it to me?
I will do. Okay, so can I get a table topics timers report, and we'll get the word of the day if it was said by everyone after that.
Do you want to know everybody's time or just who qualified?
We can, yeah, who qualified?
Everyone qualified except for wonderful Megan, who was 1:48, so only 3 seconds off. And then beautiful Christiana was 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
And then was the word of the day used by everyone? Did anyone keep track of that?
I guess that's my job, and I wasn't. I was a little confused whether the word of the day was ingredients or adaptation. So yeah. That was a little confusing to me, and I keep checking that it is ingredients. I think everybody did. I can't remember exactly if somebody missed it or not. If so, I think everybody did.
Okay, awesome, great. And now we will do the ballot count for our favorite speaker, evaluator, and our table topic speaker.
And are we getting that voting thing?
Yeah, it's coming up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jessie, can we get a report for the R counter, please?
You bet. Okay, starting at the top, we have Deanna with 1 Brooke had 5 Devin 1 so, Angela's 7 5 ahs, 4 so's, and 1 and Lisa had 1 and, 1 ah, 2 buts, and 2 ums. Stacy had 2 and 2 you knows. Pat had 3 ahs, 1 1 and, 1 you know, and 1 so. Megan had 3 2 and 1 and. Anita had 2 and 2 ands. Angel had 1 and, 2 ahs, 1 so. Lawrence had 2 you knows. Christiana had 2 and 1 and I know I had, because I caught myself, at least a couple of ums and ahs. That's it. Thanks. Everybody did great.
Thank you, Jessie. Thank you for that. And then Lucille, can we get the grammarian report, please?
Thank you. Yes, Brooke. I did not hear any improper use of the English language, so we're all good for that. But I did listen for the creative use of the word or some interesting words. So Devin said soft approach, not spammy, strategic partner. And she's really good in saying, I want to leave you with something. And I like that call to action. Angela said medicinal, architecture. Anita, you said transpired. I haven't heard that for a while. Stacy, you have a very good example to Angela's, which you said cultural experience that will blow your mind. I like that. Pat, you use pivot, minimalism, gig worker, reactive. Megan, bocce ball. I haven't heard that, and I know how to play that. Lawrence, you've got some great ones. You get a headspace. I can imagine what that is. Sightline, yammering, sand between my toes. So I can really feel that and see that. Christiana, you use the word passionate, secret ingredients. So you added the word secret. and the Rookie of the Year award. Congratulations for that, by the way. That's all.
Thank you, Lucille. And now I'll get a watcher's report from Deanna.
Thank you, Brooke. All right, for the most part, I think we all do a pretty good job of having our face right in the camera area so you can see this. There are some folks that have the lighting on the side and to the back, which makes it harder to actually see the face. For those people, I know it's difficult to move your computer because you can't just directly move it and then still be able to have some light. But what you might want to do is just try to experiment, see if you can move your camera just a tiny bit. I'm not saying move your camera and go to a different room, but just slightly move it a little bit so that the light is shining at your face instead of on the side or on the back of you. Angel, your head, I can only see from your forehead down to the top part of your head is missing. And Christiana, something that you might want to be aware of, it's not critical, but when you're answering the questions, you're swiveling your chair a little bit. So just be aware of that. I'm guilty of that. I'm sitting on a chair, whereas sometimes I'm sitting on my bouncing ball, so I tend to get anxious and I start moving around. So just something to be cognizant of. Aside from that, good job, everybody. Back to you, Brooke.
Thank you, Deanna. And now, Lisa, if I could get a general evaluator's report to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So the great things, first of all, hats off to you, Brooke. I think this was your first time as Toastmaster. Would not have even known. You did everything right. First of all, you got with the speakers, obviously, and you got all their information. You did all that hard prep work. You organized a schedule. You sent it out early, and you were ready. That's exactly what the Toastmaster should do. So thank you. I liked that you look so beautiful on camera. You're centered and you just have this beautiful aura about you. Started the meeting on time. You went over who had the roles. We haven't gone over what the roles actually are, and that might be a great thing to do in the future because I think it's easy for us to get a little sloppy with that. And every club does it a little differently. Devin, as Stacy already said, I think, or Anita said, again, Anita said, you look so poised and perfect on camera. Love that necklace. Wear it always. Angelus, you made me want to go to the place you described, and I can't say it correctly, but it looked so beautiful. The people looked so amazing. And Barbacoa, I'm there. I can't wait to travel again. I also loved how the evaluators gave really top-notch evaluations, positive, encouraging. They thought of some things that could be improved upon in the future. Anita, you have a great background, so that's a great place that you're speaking from. And I liked how Stacy gave really helpful feedback. Pat, Toastmasters, very thoughtful, really great questions for a new year. And I like how your questions also are answerable. Sometimes we get a little bit esoteric and those questions are hard to answer. I loved that we learned new things. People should come to Toastmasters because now I know about Digit, thank you, Stacy, and Minimalism, the show. I'm watching it. I'm great about getting rid of things, but I'm great about buying things. I have a problem. And think, I heard that years ago, and I think it was a Buddhist thing, how we should watch what we say and how we say it. All of the roles were filled really well. All counter, you caught a lot of good things. I'm ashamed I had so many flaws and I hardly spoke earlier. And the grammarian highlighted some beautiful language. And Deanna picked up some great things as watcher. So nice job, everybody.
Great job, Lisa. Thank you so much. Okay, and now I have the results. So drum roll, everyone. So the best speaker was Devin. Yay. Best evaluator was Anita. And then the best table topics was Lawrence. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to host my first ever Toastmasters. It was fun. And now I'll hand it over to Deanna. Thank you.
Awesome job. Fantastic. Okay, quick picture. Should we do a thumbs up? Thumbs up. Okay. I don't know, maybe we'll try to think of something different every week. Who knows? Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll do this, Lawrence. That's a good one. We'll do that next week. Okay. All right, let me show my screen really quickly. All right, next week. Oh, we need a Toastmaster next week. Who wants to shout out? We got a lot of spaces, so shout out and tell me what you guys want.
And I will be gone next week. I am going to Hawaii. Yes, we took COVID tests, and I need to go right now.
Okay, bye. Have fun.
Bye.
Oh boy, what a send off. Okay.
I'll be
in the awe counter. Sorry, awe counter.
Okay,
Anita.
thank you, Anita.
I'll do Joke Master. It's Megan.
All right, thank you, Megan.
I'll do the Toastmaster, I guess.
Yay, thank you, Stacy.
I'll be timer.
Timer will be Brooke. Thank you. Okay.
I can evaluate a speech. This is Lisa.
Awesome. You can be evaluated too.
There is no speaker two, I don't think, is there?
Who's going to be speaker two?
I can evaluate. Yeah, we need a speaker too. Or I can do grammarian if you don't have another speaker.
Let's get a speaker.
Okay.
We do need a speaker.
If not, you could just fill me in with something else next week.
Okay.
I'll be grammarian for real this time.
Oh, Christiana. All right.
Sorry about that, everybody.
That's okay. All right. I'm going to copy and paste this really quickly to the chat.
Stacey,
I'm sorry.
Do you want to speak and I can be Toastmaster? Do you want to switch or do you want to? It's up to you. I'm just suggesting Stacey.
Stacey, have you done your icebreaker yet for your new path?
Yes, I have. I need to do project 2.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
I guess I got it. Working on that.
Sorry, no pressure.
Was that a yes, Stacy?
Yeah, I haven't done anything for a while. So I'm
okay. So we put you as speaker then.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, take me off a Toastmaster then.
Awesome. All right,
okay.
Okay,
let's see. Yeah, I think I can do it. I'm trying to make sure I'm here because I have a
okay.
Yeah,
check it and then you can let me know. Or no, let Pat know. Okay, awesome. I think we're all set here. And if you have to hang out, if you have to sign off, that's fine. I just want to give credit to the people that spoke today. So bear with me while there, can you see that? So Angeles, she completed level 1 today. Woohoo! That is excellent. Woo! That is an excellent accomplishment. Okay, and Devin, on her way to being halfway through her level 1. All right. Woohoo! Stop sharing.
I have to catch up with her.
You have to catch up. That's right. It's a constant race between you two. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good job again, Brooke.
Thank you,
excellent.
Everyone.
All right. Have a great weekend. Stay dry.
Bye.
Hopefully we get a good downpour tomorrow.
Yeah.